Hey everybody, and welcome to my video review of the Razer Naga Hex. So about 2 weeks ago I made an unboxing video which you can find here, and really what I wanted to do was have the chance to try the mouse out properly before making a review. So here we go. Literally the first reaction that I had to this mouse was the amazement at the style. I think it looks really good, but it's definitely not for those who are phobic of the color green. It manages to be quite a small mouse, crammed full of buttons, which is both a good and a bad thing. It's great because people with smaller hands won't have any issues reaching all the buttons or using it properly, but people with larger hands might want to steer clear. I'd argue my hands are probably around average for an adult, and I find the mouse to be perhaps a little smaller than ideal for me. Another issue is the material that's used for the surface of the mouse. Anyone who's used a Death Adder will know that the side part had similar, if not the same material, that easily gets dirty or sweaty. Now the Naga Hex uses this for its surface, and it does pose the aforementioned issues of easily getting dirty and so on. It isn't a huge deal, and it definitely does provide a good grip, but being that any mouse will generate a little bit of heat, and you could well be playing in a heated environment, expect it to get a little sweaty sometimes. Moving on, I want to point out that the buttons on the Hex are absolutely fantastic. The star of the show is obviously the 6 mechanical buttons on the side of the mouse. Now these feel incredibly smooth to use and are capable of being pressed up to 250 times per minute, which is a lot, and they're also expected to have a life cycle of 10 million clicks. Now, I haven't been able to confirm that this is true in my 2 weeks of owning the mouse for obvious reasons, but if it suddenly dies on me, I'll let you guys know. There is one issue that I have with the buttons on the mouse, which is the top buttons right here that are behind the mouse wheel. These are kind of a pain in the ass to reach, but otherwise all of the buttons feel great. This is mainly an issue if you want to be doing a lot of browsing and looking at internet pages where you want to go backwards and forwards at the pages. The buttons are kind of situated in a way where you'll have to bend your middle finger quite a lot in order to get to them, at least if you have big hands. So it's a little bit of a pain in the ass, and I think they could have done a better job with the placement there. And lastly, I just want to point out a couple of random facts about the mouse that I think you should know. The cursor will move if you have loud noise coming from your speakers. Yeah, I'm serious. And I'm fairly certain that I'm not just deaf and turn my music up way too loud or something, but I do obviously like quite loud music. But the mouse is just genuinely sensitive. And if you are the kind of person like me who likes playing loud music from speakers or headphones or whatever while gaming, you'll have to think again if you don't have a good headset, because this is just not the mouse that goes properly with heavy bass tones. I'm not entirely sure what it is that causes this issue, but I don't think it's the mouse in particular. I know it's not a driver issue, and I know it's not my speakers being really strange or something, because this issue did not occur with my previous 1800 DPI Razer Death Adder. It did not make any movements like that. The Naga Hex uses a 5600 DPI sensor, and I'm going to assume that sensitivity level is just what's causing the issue here. So, moving on, the glow of the mouse wheel is something that I really like. The general glow of the mouse, the lighting, it looks really good, especially on the number buttons on the side. They're very easy to see, and if you're playing in a dark room, you're not going to have any issues mid-game forgetting which key is which. You'll just have to give it a quick glance, and it really doesn't take long to learn anyway. And lastly, I just want to point out that it comes with 3 different thumb rests. Now, when I was going to buy the mouse, I was a bit curious of how the thumb rest would be used. I figured, you've got these buttons on the side, why not just rest on them? Well, the thumb rest is situated in the middle of all these buttons, as you can see on the picture here, and it's really a great design decision to put that rest in the middle there. At least I find it to be. And the 3 different rests, I've only really used the default one because I feel like it works just fine. But having those different sizes are obviously very good for people with varying preferences and tastes. So that's all for me really. And if you have any questions about the mouse or any other requests, just feel free to let me know. Leave a comment, whatever. And yeah, thanks for watching.